on Zito and Garrett. You know what's great, Ahmed? You're wearing the Sullivan and Son T-shirt.
It's all about promoting. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
absolutely.
pleasure.
Great show, by the way.
Thanks.
And you're friends with Vince Vaughn, I understand.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn I've known, gosh, 2/3 of my life now. We met when we were 19 years old, way before he was famous.
Are you talking about the Rudy days? Did you meet him in the Rudy days?
Before Rudy.
Wow.
Yeah, after school special Vince Vaughn.
Wow.
And coincidentally, the after school special that I met him on was starring another mutual friend and also producer on Sullivan and Son named Peter Billingsley.
Wow.
Who you will know from Ralphie as a Christmas.
He's Ralphie.
A Christmas Story.
Right. You shoot your eye out.
He's producing and directing now. We've been friends for that long, and Vince has just been kind of following my career as a comic for the past 15 years, and I had introduced him to Steve Byrne, who's the star and creator of the show.
Good friend of Captain Brian's.
I heard.
They're good buddies, good friends.
I got the memo. And they became friends really fast, and Steve was a touring comic, still is, and we would always text each other from the road saying how miserable we were because it's tough.
Because the green room sucks.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, we'd always be like in airports, delayed flights or whatever it was, and you just get depressed on the road. So he's like, don't worry, I'm going to write a show one day and write a part for you. And he did.
Wow.
And he took the show to Vince Vaughn. His company, Wild West Picture Show Productions, shopped it around town, and TBS ended up, buying it for 10 episodes. And Rob Long, who's the showrunner on Cheers, was the showrunner on Cheers, is our showrunner, and there's just a great writing staff, and TBS has been a great partner, and we have awesome actors on our show. Dan Lauria, who's the father on Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Christine Ebersol, who's a 2-time Tony Award-winning actress, and Brian Doyle Murray, who wrote Caddyshack, and there's Vivian Bing, and Valerie Aslan, and Owen Benjamin, and Jody Long, and Roy Wood Jr. So it's just this colorful cast, multi-generational, multicultural, and we got renewed for a second season, so if you didn't catch this season, download it on iTunes and get ready for season 2.
All right, Ahmed, a guest right here on Zito and Garrett.
So when you're hanging out with Vince Vaughn, is it rapid fire talking all the time, or is he ever slow and contemplative and
Vince Vaughn
thoughtful?
He is very thoughtful, and he is contemplative, and he is, but he's a force of nature. And he's 6'5".
Right.
And he's just a big guy, and so he's hard. It's like he sticks out like a sore thumb. But one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet off screen.
Just a naturally funny guy.
He's just got it.
And who is it? Brett Ernst, who's
Brett,
friendly with him.
Yeah, I love Brett.
He always says, "You watch a movie with Vince Vaughn. That's the exact guy who he is.
Yeah.
He's that guy."
Yeah, and he's super supportive. Like that guy has helped so many people in their careers.
Why don't you introduce him to us?
There's a couple of guys here in Southwest Florida. Yeah, you don't need my
We're regular dudes.
Yeah, no, he's one of those guys who just he believes in his friends and he believes in the projects, and he's got just so much integrity and hard work. When he applies himself to his films, and then he touches, he puts his his producing finger on. It always turns the gold. For the most part, but. Great guy to work with, and always been very supportive, and just so funny to hang out with. But yeah, he's highly intelligent. I've seen that guy at the age of 19 talk his way in and out of situations that were just fascinating to me. I was like, how did you? He reminds me.
Well, he's the kind of guy you die for him.
He's like Ferris Bueller.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you want to hang out with him. You want to ditch school to hang out with that guy.
Right on.
He'll get you to places for free, and it's just amazing.
If he was leading a military charge, you'd be right behind him saying, like, yes, I'll die for you.
He, honestly, and I say this not even joking, that he could probably run for president and win.
Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Ahmed is our guest right here on Zito and Garrett, Sullivan and Son, on TBS with Steve Byrne. Let's talk about this. You were just telling us a story off the air, which was very, very entertaining. You got a chance to meet the President of the United States, Barack Obama. Tell us a little bit about why you were invited to the White House to meet him, and kind of what transpired when you did get a little FaceTime with the Prez.
Well, actually, he met me. I don't want to brag. No, I made this comedy documentary called Just Like Us. The website is justlikeusthemovie.com. It just recently got released by New World Entertainment on Amazon and Netflix. And
Who's us?
my company, I have a company called Cross Cultural Productions,
Right.
With a business partner who financed this documentary. He heard I was going to the Middle East in 2009,
Right.
with 11 American comics. Sebastian Maniscalco was with me, and Eric Griffin and Whitney Cummings,
Right.
Tom Papa, Tommy Davidson, Maz Jabrani, a lot of comics you'd be familiar with.
It's a great market to go bring comedy to.
You're saying people
They
in the
need to
Middle
laugh.
East are just like us?
Yeah.
I'm in.
They laugh just like us. And we made it. We shot 200 hours of footage. And we
Right.
cut it into a 72-minute documentary. We premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival, which is another funny story I'll tell you because I got to meet Robert De Niro. But somebody in Barack Obama's camp saw my film and thought it was a cross-cultural sort of handshake that
Right.
they wanted to invite me to this dinner that he was hosting at the White House for Muslims across America that were progressive in their field. I'm not even really a practicing Muslim, although I'm practicing to be a better one. But it's tough these days because I still don't have the whole not drinking thing down yet.
Right.
But I don't eat pork.
Oh, you're missing out, pal. It's a delicious meat.
However, I slept with a few pigs. And whoever's listening can use that joke at work.
All our Muslim listeners.
Yeah, there's so many Muslim listeners. But so I got invited to the White House, and long story short, when I walked in, the press was there. So I started getting text messages from my friends saying, "Hey, I'm watching CNN, and there's a guy who's sitting there at this dinner table at the White House who looks just like you." And I'm like, I text back, I'm like, "It's me, I'm here." And they would text back and say, like, "Dude, you're like Forrest Gump."
I gotta
I just
pee.
end up, yeah. But I ended up meeting Barack Obama. He went and shook everybody's hands, and I said, "Hey, you don't know who I am. I was invited by one of your advisors. I made this film called Just Like Us. We were in Saudi Arabia the same day you were, in fact. And
Right.
we made this movie, and your voice is actually in it, and I'd be honored if you watched it. I brought a copy for you." And he says, "That's great. Well, what were you doing in the Middle East?" I said, "We were doing comedy shows." And he said, in English?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "And they get it?" I said, "Yeah, they actually breathe as well." I said, "I'd be honored if you watched the film." He said, "Well, how long is your film?" I said, "It's 72 minutes. And he says, "Well, I can't promise you 72, but I'll give you 30. And he walked away, and I was like, "Well, then get Michelle to watch the other 42 minutes. What is she doing?"